Isang makabuluhang talakayan patungkol sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Kay Ate Doc lang yan. Mga tamang kaalaman at napapanahong usapin para sa pamilyang Pilipino. Siyempre, si Ate Doc yan. Kaya mga ka-wellness, andito na si Ate Doc, Cheryl Palad, upang bigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Samahan si Ate Doc tuwing Biyernes, 1 p.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
So magandang umaga po sa ating lahat mga ka-healthwise at napakagandang morning na Sunday po sa atin. So ibig sabihin po niyan ay Healthwise for Christ na that season 6 po. And let's talk about mental health. Ayan, good morning Chef Lorna.
Good morning, Rocky. Good morning po sa inyong lahat, mga ka-healthwise, saan po man kayo naroroon, dito sa Pilipinas at around the world. Welcome po sa ating Healthwise for Christ. Magandang ating topic ngayon, Rocky. It's mind control. Nung Sunday, we're lucky to have Dr. Arman Fabella, and we had a lot of questions talaga. So, that's regarding depression. So, ngayon, I think, maganda rin, it's about mind control. Kung paano ba natin makokontrol yung ating mga mind sa mga iniisip nito. So, we're lucky to have a very anong tawag nito? Siya ay isang guru dito sa topic na to. Yan. So, watch out po. At saka, hintayin po ninyo ang ating mga Gcash, Rocky. Kasi wala po si Kuya Ian.
Oo nga po. Baka po nagataka yung mga viewers natin ngayon. Bakit wala po si Kuya Ian at si Ate Jen ngayon? So, may mga important divine appointment lang po sila at medyo mahina po ang signal doon. Kaya naman, andito po ako at si Chef Lorna and of course si Doc later on makakasama natin. Yes po.
Thank you, Rocky, for sub. At least may kasama ako. So, yeah, meron tayong cooking demo din ngayon, Rocky. Pag naka-white ako, may cooking demo tayo, Rocky. And that's
baka mamaya, yes, Chef Lorna, baka mamaya isipin nila, naku, wala si Ate Jen at si Kuya Ian, kung wala atang mga Gcash prices ngayon. Pero good news po, good news po mga ka-Healthwise for Christ. Ay tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang ating pagbibigay ng premyo. So stay tuned po kayo until the end. So of course, yung ating nakagawian, Chef Lorna, let's greet muna itong mga nakikita natin.
Ang dami na, yes. Rocky. Sige, bati ka na, Rocky.
Ayan, sabihin niyo po kung mga taga saan kayo para ma-mention po namin kayo. Pero of course, ayan, sabi nga po dito, from Princess Daryl Dano, ayan, watching from Bukidnon. Ayan, thank you po for watching. And also we have, sino pa po ba dito? Ayan, Romeo Barria. Ayan, good morning po. And thank you po for watching. Watching from Bataan daw po, Chef Lorna, Glenn Sebastian.
Oo,
baka may nakikita ka dyan, Chef Lorna. Ayan.
Mas mabilis ka, Rocky. Sige, ikaw lang.
Ayan po si Angel Santillan po from Bukidnon. Ayan, hello po. From Valencia, Bukidnon. So marami po ang nanonood ngayon. So ayan, sabihin niyo po mga ka-Healthwise kung taga saan po kayo upang ma-mention po namin. From Valenzuela, Janine Bautista Dumos. Ayan, good morning po. At lalo na po kung first timer kayo dito, ay i-message nyo lang po. Yes, ang Healthwise for Christ at meron po kayong prizes. Ayan, so isisend po sa inyo ni Ate Jen at ni Kuya Ian. So ayan, meron din tayong watching from Silang Cavite, Gina Orquesta. Ayan, maraming salamat. Naku, may first timer din po, Chef Lorna. Sabi niya, Eunice Andrea Alabaso. Oh, invited siya ni Frenny
Tugay.
Tugay. Ayan. So, yes
Yeah.
po, keep on inviting mga kapatid. Siyempre, Tita
Sharing.
Lorna, Chef Lorna, hindi mawawala kung sino yung mga top 10 greeters natin, yung mga early birds.
Ayan. Oo. Sige, Rocky, please mention yung top 10.
Ayan, so kukuha po tayo ng top 5 from YouTube and top 5 po from Facebook para po fair tayo. No? So yung mga top 5 from Facebook, ayan, unang-una po dito si Glenn Sebastian. Next one is Princess Daryl Dano. Followed by Haidina Ma'am Nelmida, ayan, siya ang pang-third. Fourth is Miss Maribeth Noblesa Vidad. Ayan, good morning din po. And last one, na top 5 natin ay si Romeo Barya. Ayan, so mag-message lang po, i-message po namin kayo para po sa inyong mga prizes. And of course, Chef Lorna, ang atin namang top 5 from YouTube. Ayan, so parang wala akong nakikitang watching from YouTube ngayon. So since wala akong nakikitang from YouTube ay idiretso na natin na top 10 po from Facebook one. Yes, ayan po. Sunod po dito na top 6. Ayan, si Ryan Bueno. Ayan, ito yung mga masugid nating mga manonood eh. And also, top 7 ay si Glenn Sebastian. Ang pang-8 ay si Adrian Abarca. 9 ay si Joylyn Tuyak. And last one is si Miss Cindy Mortel Malihan. Ayan. So, maraming salamat po. Kayo ang aming top 10 na nanalo ngayon ng ating mga prizes. Ayan. So, Chef Lorna, baka may nais ko lang batiin.
Yung mga top 10 or top 5 na binasa mo, parang automatic yan dun sa screen nyo eh, di ba? Kasi kayo yung merong control. So, yun po yung
Yes,
baka yung iba, sabihin na lang, oo, nauna sila dito, pero I think nag-automatic register po yun. Yan.
Yes po. So yung pumapasok po sa system namin is yung po yung mga nakikita rin po namin dito from Facebook and from YouTube po yan. Ayan, Chef Lorna, meron tayong viewers watching from Macau.
From Macau.
Welcome po. Marlene Nation from Bicol. Ayan, good morning po. And also, sino ba yan? From Baguio, Chef Lorna.
Muna tayo, first time.
Wow, ayan, marami po mga first-timers. So, mag-message po kayo. Mag-message po kayo sa Healthwise for Christ kung inyo pong first-timer po kayo dito sa ating programa. So, I think, Chef Lorna, wag na natin patagalin ito, no? I think very exciting yung ating topic this morning kasi ang title ng ating topic this morning ay Mind Control. And later on, ay magkakaroon din tayo ng cooking demo kung ano naman yung mga food, yung healthy lifestyle na kailangan nating i-apply para makatulong din sa ating mental health or sa ating brain.
Yan, totoo yan. Thank you, Rocky, no? Sa magandang mo dun sa about sa pagkain kasi nabanggit din yan ni Dr. Fabella last Sunday.
Ayan, so Chef Lorna, no? Inaanyayahan ko po ang ating mga Healthwise for Christ family na makinig po kayo sa ating discussion kasi after po ng discussion ay we can entertain some questions kung may nais po kayong i-clarify and of course later on sa ating question and answer ay may mga prizes tayo kaya magkuha na po kayo ng inyong mga notebook at ballpen at mag-notes na po kayo dahil mamaya po ay magkakaroon tayo ng question and answer portion. And of course, may mga prizes po tayo na naghihintay. Ayan. So, Chef Lorna, I think ipakilala mo ng ating speaker.
Yeah, before that, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Joyce D. Nandiyan siya, nag-watch siya. Oo.
Hi,
so,
Dr.
makakasuling si Dr. Joyce mamaya sa Q&A natin, At ating pong speaker, ang ating guest lecturer this morning ay tapos po siya ng Masters in Guidance and Counseling, pero PhD po siya sa Psychology. She is a retired faculty in AUP at alam ko po na maraming nakakakilala sa kanya kasi she has an experience doon sa dormitory because she was a dormitory dean and a guidance counselor as well. So let us welcome Dr. Flor Martico. Si Dr. Flor ay isa ring balo, isa ring widow siya. Kaya kasama rin namin siya sa grupo, no? Dun sa mga widow. Good morning, Dr. Flor.
Good morning, Sister Lorna, and good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be part of this morning's program.
Yan.
Yes,
So,
we're so much happy din po, Doc, na makasama namin kayo this morning. Ayan.
I'm
yan.
happy
So,
to be with you too.
oo, si Dr. Flor ay naging guest rin namin sa LC Widows and we were blessed, no? And si Dr. Joyce, we were blessed with their counseling tungkol sa mga widows. So, Dr. Flor, take it away. Ikaw na yung bahala sa iyong presentation about mind control.
Okay, so thank you very much. Let me share my screen with you. Okay.
Ayan, so while waiting for Doc, no, I just like to announce lang po kasi I think nagkaroon ng technical error. Hindi daw po lumalabas yung ating live streaming sa YouTube. So, hindi ko rin po alam. But since dito po nakikita ko ay meron naman. Pero since hindi po lumalabas, ay siguro lipat na lang po kayo sa Facebook. Ayan. So, pasensya na po. Hindi ko rin po alam bakit wala po sa YouTube yung ating live ngayon. Ayan. So, pero mag-comment pa rin po kayo. So, dito na lang po kayo sa Facebook. Ayan, mga kapatid.
Okay.
Ayan. So, hintayin na po natin yung presentation ni Doc. So, ayan, marami pa nag-greet at nanonood sa atin si Lorna.
Meron pa tayong from Nueva Ecija.
Yes, meron pa tayong mga from Nueva Ecija. Ako, Chef Lorna, sabi po ni Doc Joyce, belated happy birthday, Madam Chef Lorna. Ayan.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce. Okay, ayan na si Dr. Flor.
Ayan, sige po, Doc, bigay po namin sa inyo ang time.
Okay na ba? Can you see my screen?
Yes po. Yes
okay,
po.
thank you very much. Okay, so I'm happy to be presenting to you a very interesting topic for all of us, no? And it's about the mind. I thought of sharing this with you because, especially now that it is pandemic, I've been receiving a lot of questions, a lot of inquiries, a lot of clients regarding their thoughts, regarding their emotions. So I think this is one of the things that I should be sharing with you this morning because we can choose to manage our minds. God gave us this gift actually. God gave us a gift of choice. No? So we can choose to either be happy or be sad. A lot of us, no, as a member of the widows of NPUC, we gather together once in a while and discuss our experiences, our loneliness, the grief that we are going through. But then, at the end of all the discussions, it's still a choice that we make in life. Yes, we go through a lot of challenges in this world, and we should not be surprised if we experience several, negative experiences because this world is not our own. So until we are here, my dear brothers and sisters, let us expect that we would be experiencing of a lot of challenges and a lot of chaos. So that's very important for us to learn how to control our thoughts, how to control our emotions. Let me start my talk by sharing with you a very good text found in Romans 12:2. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." A very beautiful text that inspires us not to be just contented, no, focusing on our own thoughts or our own emotions at present. There could be thousands of reasons, no, for doing that. But Romans 12:2 says, let's not be conformed to what the world offers us. This world offers us a lot of things that will pull us from our relationship with our God. Unless we make a transformation, unless we renew our minds, we cannot go back to the track. We cannot continue a beautiful relationship with our God, with our Creator. Okay, why are we studying this today? What are the reasons why you should manage your thoughts? Why you should manage your minds? Number one, because my thoughts control my life. Everything starts in the brain. Everything that you do, the way you behave, the way you talk, what you say to the people you are talking to are from your brain. It is a power, The brain has that power that it can control our whole life. So, with that, it is very important for us to get hold of our thoughts, to get hold of our minds, to sift everything that gets in here. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life." We have to manage our thoughts. We have to manage our hearts, how we feel, how we think, no? For us to have a full control of our life. Or else, if you don't control our our behavior, our actions, our words would run wild. Another text found in Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." Okay, what do you put in your brain? What do you feed, no, your brain? What do you put in your hearts? Because that would reflect who you are as a person. What gets in, let us remember this principle, what gets in gets out. So be careful. Be careful on what you feed your brains. The second reason why it is very important for us to manage your mind is my mind is the battleground for sin. Look at that. We don't have to wait for Armageddon to start. It has already started in our minds. Everything starts in the mind. So it's very careful. No, let's be very careful in how we feed it. The things that we read, the things that we hear, no, we have to really control them. Romans 7:22 to 23, "For I delight in the law of God according to the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of thy mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members." Okay, the battleground. Look at that right now. No, there is a force that is happening in us. Two forces between the good and the evil. So, which one would you choose? Remember, life is a choice. No? Every day, we make different choices in life, whether it be a major decision that we make, a minor decision that we make, still, it is a choice. So this mind becomes the battleground for sin. Everything starts here. Okay. So as we go along, we will see, I will share with you more on how to handle this brain, this mind. Okay. The third is because our minds are the key to peace and happiness. As I told you earlier, it's a choice that you make in life. Happiness is a choice. You can choose to be happy or to be the opposite, to be sad, to be lonely. How does that happen? Some clients would ask me, "Mom, of course, I want to have peace. I want to have happiness. I could not sleep. I could not even eat. I'm getting physically weak now. Of course, I want to be happy, but how?" Okay, so it's a choice. Okay, Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Okay, I'll be sharing with you how to be happy. Okay, so what are the key? This is the key to peace and happiness. And first is, how can you be happy? By feeding your minds with the truth. If you don't feed your mind with the truth, there will be a, a battleground. I mean, there would be a battle inside your brains because your conscience will hunt you. And where do we find the truth? Well, as Christians, we know that the Bible is the only true source of truth. Now, because of what is happening around us, because of the pandemic, we hear a lot of news. We receive a lot of information coming from the internet, coming from people all around, even from people we do not know. But are they, you know, are they true or fake news? Sometimes it's very difficult to identify which one is real and which one are just, coming from unreliable sources. So the Bible is the only source of truth. Matthew 4:4, but he answered and said, it is written, men shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Yes, we have a lot of money to buy everything that we want to have, everything that we want to eat. But Matthew 4:4 says, we cannot live, you know, by all these things alone, no matter how much we have, no matter how many kinds, varieties of food we have, it will not be enough. But we still need to read the truth only from the mouth of God. Psalms 119, 147. I rise before the dawning of the morning and cry for help. I hope in your word. Hope. That's the key word to peace and happiness. People who are lonely, people who are uh, thinking of ending their lives, people who cannot get away from depression, from anxiety, maybe the ones who are losing hope. My sisters, my brothers, let's not lose that because if we lose hope, wala na. Wala na talaga tayong kaligayahan sa buhay. Everything that we are experiencing right now are just temporary. And we have the blessed hope. We know that everything that are happening now will have an end. I do not know if you experienced losing a loved one, but for us, no, for us widows and widowers, we know how it is. We lost hope when our spouses died. We thought that was the end of our happiness. But thank God, thank you for the words from the Bible. Thank you for friends, no? Like Ma'am Lorna, Dr. Joyce, Ow. No, I'm so happy to be drawn closer to these three beautiful ladies because somehow my hope was strengthened. Somehow my happiness, came back. Kasi pag magkakasama, wala kaming ginagawa kung hindi tumawa lang ng tumawa. And that is part of hope because we believe that there will be an end to our loneliness. Okay? So never lose hope because a person who loses hope is the kind of person who would want to end everything. And the people in the Bible, even the friends of God lost hope once upon a time in their lives. But God was drawn closer to them. Okay, so let's not forget to go back, no, to the real truth, which is the Bible. The second thing is to free our minds from destructive thoughts. Wow, a lot of clients are coming into us. And I'm sure Dr. Joyce also are receiving a lot of clients. Why? Because of this letter B. Because a lot of people now, with what is happening, you know, are losing hope. They are thinking of the negative things, with the present condition. Well, you may think I may be out of my head thinking that this is a good thing happening right now. No, I'm not saying that. Who will be happy with this pandemic? Huh? Of course, we are affected. But then, in spite of the negative things, why don't we focus on the positive things that is happening? Yes, we are locked down in our houses, parents. Yes, you become the teachers now of your children, which you did not dream of. That is why you became a nurse. That is why you became a businesswoman, because you do not want to be a teacher. But where are you now? No, sitting beside your a child, sitting beside your student. No, but then let's just think of the positive things out of what is happening. Well, as parents, this is the time. You've been so busy before. Now, because you were locked down, this is the time for you to have, quantity time, quality time with your children, with your spouses. You haven't done this before, maybe you because you were so busy getting out of the house early morning, coming back late at night, and you do not even have time to cook your family's favorite dishes. No? To include the recipes of Mom Lorna, Chef Lorna. But because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown, we have time for seminars such as this. We have time to add to the recipes that we know. Later, we will learn new recipes from our chef. Now, let's, you know, just see the advantages of our present situation. With the death of a loved one, with the death of a spouse, what is the beauty there? What is the happiness we can get from there? Well, if you would just focus on the negative side of it, there will be no happiness. But then look at the blessings coming to us as widows and widowers. We develop new friends. Oh, isn't that positive? Friends we never thought would be our friends before. Now we were drawn closer. And for me, it's a great blessing. You see, you just do not focus on the negative things that is present. No? Try to see. Now, some of us are having difficulty. That is why we are developing mental health issues, mental health problems, because we only see the negative side of everything. Remember, the coin always has two sides. Let us be synergistic. Let's see both the negative as well as the positive. Okay, God will show you if you just submit yourself to Him. If you just, with the first one, no, if you just focus on the words of God from the Bible, they are very inspiring. They are very encouraging. You see? Well, when I became a widow, I knew this before, but I never realized that God really loves us. No? And imagine He became the substitute to our husbands because He said that in the Bible. And what a good feeling to know that God never leaves us. Romans 7:23, but I see another law in my members warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. Okay, the mind. Do you know that our mind, no, has enemies? What are distracting us, from uh, behaving positively, from thinking positively? Number one, don't be surprised to know that the number one enemy of your mind is yourself, your old nature. That is why we have to be transformed. Our minds have to be renewed every day. Romans 8:5. For those who live according to the flesh set their minds of the things of the flesh. But those who live according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. Let's forget our old nature. No? Uh, have a little evaluation after this. No? Try to figure out what your old nature are. If they are not doing you any good, renew. Change your thoughts. You can do that because you have the power. It is a choice, remember? And the choice is a gift coming from God. Okay. Try to identify what these are. Try to be aware what your old nature is. If it is not bringing you any good, then, my dear, you have to change that old nature to a better one. Number two enemy of the mind, of course, is Satan. Satan, offers a lot of things that would grab us away from our master, from our Lord. He knows our weakest point. He knows where he would tempt us. So let us be strong, especially now that he knows his days are shorter. This world will soon end. I can feel it. We can feel it. We can read it. There are a lot of signs around the world. This world is really getting old. No, so Satan is doing his best because he knows that his end is near. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are ignorant of his devices. You see this kind of being? Huh? He takes advantage of us because he knows where he could tempt us. He knows our weaknesses. So let's be very careful. Let's always cling to our Lord. The number three enemy of the mind, our world's values. Oh, this world offers a lot of things that would distract our thoughts, our heavenly thoughts. First John 2:16, for all that is in this world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Wow. You know what these are. You know what the words offer us. Ang dami niyan. Even the simple gadgets that we have at home. Television, laptops. Well, let's just always use each of this in a positive way. Things that would give us benefit instead of informations, no, coming from these gadgets that would uh, separate a relationship with God. Okay, cell phones are good, yes, but the way how you use it, matters. Okay, 2 Corinthians 10:3-5. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Okay? So, to make this short, what are the world's values? To summarize the world values, I want you to remember the three P's. P's, what are these? The first P is passion. What are your interests? What are you doing? Are they glorifying God? Or does it leave our angels crying? Number one is passion. Number two is possession. What do you have? The love of money. Money is not bad if you will use it wisely, you know, but the love of money. is the thing that makes money bad. Okay. If we have enough, why don't we use that to help other people, to help evangelism? Huh? So possession could either draw us closer to God or draw us away from Him. The third P is possession. Position. The roles that we do, the roles that we make in life, in the position that we have. Do you use it to help other people? Or we use our positions for our own advantage? Okay, so the three P's are passion, possession, and position. Okay. Think of the things that come under this, and these are the things that would distract our attention, no, to our God. Okay, letter C of the key to peace and happiness is to focus our mind on the right things. Focus our minds on the right things. How do we know that we are focusing on the right things? No? If we do the things that we know would glorify God, then you're correct. You're right. You're focusing on the right things. We should be grounded. No, we could only be sure that we're doing the right thing if we are grounded on the truth. So it is very important, my dear brothers and sisters, to always, to always listen to His words. And how can we listen to His words if we will not read the Bible every day? First time in the morning, last hour in the evening. It should be any time. So we can only be sure if we are doing the right things, if we are really connected to our Lord. Okay? So Proverbs 14:12, there is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. You see that? If we will not always commit ourselves to God, if we will not always commit our thoughts, our minds to the Lord, we may be mistaken with the decisions that we make. So let's bring everything to Him for us to be sure that we are walking, walking side by side with our Creator. Okay, now there are three steps on how we can manage our mind. We have learned earlier that it is very important to manage our mind, and I have showed you, I have shared with you the reasons. And now, what are the steps that we should be doing for us to be able to control our thoughts, to control our behavior, to control the words that will come out of your lips? Number one is to think about Jesus. First time when you wake up in the morning, what do you do? Even at your bed, do you just say a word saying, "Thank you, Jesus. That was a good sleep. Thank you, Jesus. I have life. Thank you. Because I have air. I don't have to buy oxygen." No, we're lucky because air is free. But there are people now whose air, are being bought. Let's thank Jesus for all this. So think about Jesus. 2 Timothy 2:8. Remember that Jesus Christ of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel. Hebrews 12:3. For consider him who endured such hostility from sinners against himself, lest you become weary and discouraged in your soul. Let's always put Jesus in our thoughts, in our hearts, in everything that we do. Let's whisper a prayer, regardless of where we are, regardless of what time it is. Let's always whisper a prayer. Number two, the second step to manage your mind is to think about others. it doesn't say to think about ourselves. Because if we focus on ourselves, we we will be biased. We will not have time to be able to reach out to others, to tell about the love of God, to tell that God, that our Jesus is coming very soon. If we only focus on ourselves. Philippians 2:4, let each one of you look out not only for his own interest, but also for the interest of others. Let's be sensitive with the needs of the people around us, with the needs of our family, with the needs of our children. It's sad to say, well, this is based on the clients that I receive. A lot of them are having problems because of their experiences at home, because of the relationship that was not built in their own homes. So, what are these parents doing? How do they take care of the precious jewels that was entrusted to them by the Lord? Huh? So, do we think of their emotions, of our children's behavior? Do we prepare them for heaven? Well, what our children would become when they grow, when they get out of our nests, when they get out of our homes, what they will be depend on the arms of the mothers, of the parents who take care of them, who rear them up. So, do we think of them? Or do we think of our neighbors? Do we show them the love of God? We may not be preachers because not all of us were gifted to talk, but at least do we show them that we believe in a God, that we believe in Jesus who's coming back very soon, through our ways, through our actions, through how we relate with them, no, tells them that we have Jesus who is coming very soon. So it's a challenge for us. So let's think not only of our own salvation, but let's also think of others, of our community. It is true that we have limitations now, but remember, everyone now is just a text away. Now, all our friends or our loved ones who are not with us is a text away. How often do we communicate with them? How often do we tell them that God is love? Hebrews 10:24, and let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works. Mm. It's sad to know that some neighbors, are are having a fight, even with pandemic. But my dear friends, let's challenge ourselves, no? May the neighbors, non-Christian neighbors around us, see that that there is Christ living in us. Let's challenge ourselves to be Christ-like. Let's think about others. So let's be sensitive with the needs of others. And number three step is to think about eternity. Number one, number three is eternity. Wow. In these last days, we should always be thinking of eternity. And part of that is asking ourselves, am I ready? Jesus, my Lord, if you would come now, will I be with you? Oh my, it's a wonderful thing to think about eternity. It's a wonderful thing to think about what life would be. It's so exciting to know that there will be no more separations. There will be no more goodbyes. There will be no more pain, no more heartaches. Wow, there will be no more pandemic. There will be no more virus. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter, and she always asks me about heaven. In fact, last night she was asking me, uh, Miba, they call me Miba instead of Lola. Miba, will I bring my toothbrush when I go to heaven? I said, no, no, sweetie, you don't have to bring anything. How will I brush my teeth? Will Jesus prepare a toothbrush in heaven? I said, Jesus will make a way that we won't be needing toothbrush anymore. What about our van? Will we bring our van to heaven? I said, no, there would be animals where we could ride on. We will have wings. We could fly. We could go anywhere. And my granddaughter's eyes always, grow big because she could not fathom, she could not imagine the life that she would have when she reaches heaven. So, as adults, let's also think about the life, that we will have. We have to sacrifice now for us to inherit eternity. We should be sacrificing now. Let's give up, what we enjoy in this world. The world's values. Remember the three P's? Passion, possession, and position. Let's forget that and let's focus heavenward. 1 Corinthians 2:9, but as it is written, eye has not seen, nor heard, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of men the things which God has prepared for those who love Him. Isn't that exciting? No one could ever imagine. Yes, we are imagining what life would be when we reach heaven, but it is more than that. God has prepared more than what any man could think of. Can you see? Can you be excited on that time when God would end up everything in this world? Would end up all our sufferings, all our pains, all our heartaches? I'm longing for heaven. So, my dear brothers and sisters, this is what I want to leave to you today. I want to reinforce that let us not be satisfied with our present thoughts. If we are still thinking of the things that would make us sad, if we are still anxious of what life would be tomorrow, next week, next year, let's stop being anxious. Let's keep our faith. Let's trust. Let us have the hope that God will never leave us. God will never forsake us. If we just do these things, if we just free our mind of negative things, excuse me, if we do the three important things, for us to control our thoughts. And let me tell you again the three F's on how we can control our mind. The first F is feed my mind with the truth. Remember that? Feed your mind with the truth. Second F, free your mind with destructive thoughts. Free your mind with negative thoughts. That is why a lot of us are feeling depressed, are feeling lonely. We cannot move on because we are focused on the negative things. So, transform, renew your mind. Instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive. And the third F is to focus on the right things. You will never be wrong if you always submit yourself to God. If you always listen to God's words, you will never be wrong. You would always see the right things in everything. So, thank you very much for listening. And my challenge for each one of you this morning is for you to have a renewal of the mind. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that wonderful discussion no, regarding sa importance ng pag-aalaga natin sa ating ang mga brain o sa ating mind, mga kapatid. Chef Lorna, baka may nais kang sabihin.
Thank you for the inspiring lecture, Dr. Flor. Ito, Rocky, yung kagandahan, no? Based on scientific research, meron tayong nalalaman na spiritual approach, no? Na kung saan ito yung makakatulong sa bawat isa sa atin. So, bago ka magtanong, Rocky, may question lang ako kay Dr. Flor. Dr. Flor, based on the previous lecture, so stress, burnout, and depression, these are the emotions, no, na we choose to have ba?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Actually, no one wants to be stressed, di ba? No one wants to have these negative emotions, these negative feelings. But it's a choice we make. We can choose. If we will not focus, if we will not develop, our faith in God, then we would drop, we would be controlled by these negative emotions, which are, what did you say? Stress,
Yes,
anxiety,
burnout,
depression.
depression. Yes.
Yan. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still a choice. But sometimes, we are weak. That is why we are landing to depression. Sometimes
Yes.
we are weak. We cannot get over these negative emotions. That is the reason why there are psychotherapists.
Correct. Correct.
There are psychologists, guidance counselors, psychiatrists to help these people who are having difficulty getting over their negative thoughts, their negative emotions, their negative behavior. No? So I think if you remember Lawrence, we know of one who is having difficulty after more than 2 decades.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So unless that person, and I'm glad that she has been seeing psychotherapist now, and I'm very sure the Lord will be with her and with the psychotherapist as they work together to get over the negative emotion that she is experiencing. So those
Yes.
of us who are still having difficulty getting over these negative emotions, please allow psychotherapists to help you. But of course, don't forget our number one psychotherapist, our number one wonderful counselor, which is our master, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Flor. I'd like to give a background of that patient. She was a widow for 20 years and she was suppressing her feelings. So she later on she was depressed and physically she was not healthy anymore. That's why it was a blessing she was able to meet Dr. Flor and Dr. Joyce for professional help, no, regarding her situation. So Rocky, it is really the mind. Doon muna talaga nag-uumpisa, no, before we get into this kind of emotions. Okay,
Yes,
Rocky,
totoo talaga yan, Chef Lorna, na talagang lahat nagsisimula sa mind. Kaya talagang very important to guard our mind. Ang ganda po nung kaninang diniscuss ni Doc, no, na very important din to meditate sa salita ng Panginoon kasi it will give us comfort and it will give us peace. And of course, talagang makakatulong talaga in our spiritual life. So sabi nga po dito ni Doc Joyce, may comment siya. I am laughing now. Dr. Flor is really saying the truth because we widows are always laughing even until the wee hours of the night. Happy madness talaga. Ayan. Thank you po, Doc Joyce, for commenting. Ayan. So may mga comment pa po dito. Basahin po natin. Ayan,
Yeah.
sabi niya. Ayan, sabi po dito ni Ma'am Alma Vargas, our number one enemies of our mind is ourselves. Ayan. So, sabi nga po, di ba yung ating mga kalaban is yung tatlong S, sin, self, and Satan. Ayan. So, ayan po mga kapatid. So, also may mga comment din po dito. So, nais ko munang basahin bago po tayo mag-entertain ng mga question, mga kapatid. So, just comment
Yeah,
lang kung meron
dami
po
na
yung
natin
mga
question. Yes.
Ayan, so tignan natin dito. I think wala pa akong nakikitang question dito. Ayan, so sabi po dito ni Ma'am Marilyn Kinao, ayan, napakaganda po, Doktora. Maraming salamat po. Sabi rin po ni Ma'am Gracia Tumaning, one of the best lecturer and topic. Thank you po, Doc. We've learned a lot of lessons po. Ayan, thank you so much po. And also kay Ma'am Marilyn, sabi niya, we experiencing stress, normal in human because we're still alive. But it's up to us how to handle it. Importantly, pray earnestly with sincerity po. Yan, totoo po talaga yan, no? So I think wala akong masyadong nakikitang questions dito since yun nga no, Chef Lorna, hindi gumagana yung sa YouTube account natin kaya yung mga viewers natin na mga nagko-question before ay hindi ko makita ngayon dito sa ating comment section. Ayan, so sorry po talaga mga kapatid, hindi rin po namin alam anong nangyari sa ating YouTube. Ayan, so
Siguro, Rocky, the reason why konti lang yung walang question is that they were enlightened, no? And Dr. Flor gave the biblical view ng kanyang mind, emotions, no? Yung how to control the mind. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Flor. Oo.
So I think, Chef, we can proceed muna siguro sa ayan, sabi nga po dito ni Ma'am Gracia Tumaning, no questions because it's clear na po.
Clear, very clear.
Ay, ito, may isang question po. Biglang may lumusot. Ayan, sabi niya, magkano po ba ang hourly rate ng online consultation for psychiatrist? Ayan.
I think, Dr. Flor, before you answer, naitanong na din yan last Sunday kay Dr. Fabella. No, it depends pero si Dr. Flor can give you yung rate ng mga professional, psychologist and psychometrician. Okay, Dr. Flor.
Naka-mute kayo, Doc?
Hindi ko maibalik.
Ayan po, okay na po.
Ayan.
Yeah.
Hindi na ako naka-mute?
Hindi na po.
Okay.
Okay. Professional fees differ, especially in the place. Sa Manila, for ang psychotherapist, I'm not very sure, but I think it ranges from 1,500 to 2,500. No? With counselors here in Silang, Cavite, ako I charge 1,500 per session. Yung iba-iba nga yung iba they charge by the hour. 1,500 per hour. So iba-iba, depende rin sa place, depende sa therapist. Pero just to give you an idea of how much it costs. Medyo mas mahal siya kaysa sa ordinary na medical doctors.
Dr. Flor, clear, I just want to make it clear na ilang sessions po normally pagka nagpaano sila sa mga professional?
Okay. Again, it depends on the issue.
Okay.
Pag mga simpleng issue lang, kasi pag mga teenagers, no? Pag mga teenagers, ang babaw lang ng problema ng mga yan. Hindi lang sila pinansin ang crush nila or hindi lang sila tinetext. Grabe na. So, yung mga sessions na ganyan, na pang younger teenagers, siguro mga 1 or 2 pwede na. Pero sa mga adults na talagang ang bibigat ng mga problema like abuse, no? Now that they are adults, they are still hunted by the abuses they experience from childhood. Ayan, medyo mabigat na problema na yan. So, usually it takes 6 to 8 sessions.
Okay.
Depende sa issue, sa problema.
Thank you, Doc.
6 to 8 sessions.
Thank you, Doc. Ayan, so may question pa po dito, Doc. Ang pagtulog po ng di maayos at di pagkain ng maayos po ba ay sanhi ba ito ng sakit sa pag-iisip?
Okay. Napakaganda niyan kasi mabuti ngayon ang SSD also focuses, balanse na ang health, ang health na dinadala nila sa mga tao. They're dealing both on the physical and the mental health. So, usually, ang isang tao na hindi makatulog, hindi makakain, if you cannot sleep well, if you do not have enough sleep, and that should be 7 to 8 hours, you do not eat the right kind of food, you skip your meals, the tendency for you is to be sick physically, right?
You're right.
But that physical being is not the only part of the body that is affected, it also affects your brain.
Mm.
Kaya, if a person doesn't have enough sleep, cannot eat well, the tendency for that person is to suffer mental illness.
Mm.
Kapag 1 week na hindi nakakatulog, no? I just got a client 2 weeks ago. She expressed to me that she can no longer sleep. She's an educator, but she said, "Ma'am, I can no longer get back to my teaching. No, online pa naman. Bakit? 7 days na po akong hindi nakakatulog." Nako, sabi ko sa kanya, "You have to go to a psychiatrist now because you already need medications." That is one thing. We psychologists and counselors cannot, prescribe
Mm.
medicines. It's only the psychiatrists who can prescribe medicines. But, but, before, if this is the first time you will be visiting a psychotherapist, I would suggest that do not go to a psychiatrist right away. Because the
Ito.
psychiatrist, prescribes talaga yan, would give you medications. But there are some people who are quite conservative with medications. So if you're a conservative person, you go to a psychologist or a registered guidance counselor first. And then they would give you assessment if your case would still be referred to a psychiatrist. Usually, meron naman kaming collaboration ng mga psychotherapists. No? Pag ako, kailangan ko, if my client, after assessment, if I see that my client needs medications, I would refer my client to a psychiatrist. I do not do the things that are beyond my capacity to do. Ganon. May collaboration kami ng mga therapists.
Okay. Dr. Flor, may question lang po. Si Dr. Fabella mentioned last week about PACPA, no?
Mm-hmm.
Wherein this umbrella organization is composed of licensed, no, psychologists and psychiatrists and psychometrician. Meron po ba, kasi marami pong nagtatanong talaga actually. So, meron po ba kayo sa website nito na kung saan members of which are situated in different places all over the Philippines where they can get in touch with them?
Yeah, actually, ang coordinator is one psychology major who is from Nagaview College, si Arian Alvarez.
So, meron po kayo dito sa website. Or if not po, I would suggest po, no, dahil may mga nagtatanong po kung meron, ano naman po ngayon ng online. Dr. Flor Martico is willing to help, as well as Dr. Joyce D. and Dr. Arman Fabella. You can reach them via on their FB po ba, Dr. Joyce? FB account po.
Yeah. Type messenger. Yeah, messenger.
Yan po. Willing po silang mag-help sa inyo, no? Doon sa mga gustong mag-reach out doon sa professional help. Paki-check nyo na lang po yung post ng Healthwise, yung 1-month mental health program natin. Nandun po lahat yung mga pangalan nila and you can reach them sa Messenger or sa Facebook account nila. Yan.
Yeah, thank you po. May isa ba pong question? Sabi dito, may kilala daw po siyang inaatake. Nagsasalita overnight at halos memorize ng mga Bible verse. Bakit po sila nagkaganon, Dok?
Okay. Ang napansin ko, no, sa mga clients ko who are really, parang devoted, ang tawag ba dyan, devoted, or ano nga ang tawag dyan? Yung masyadong attached sila sa mga religious things na hindi na normal. Hindi ba? Hindi na normal. Hindi normal yan na hindi ka matutulog sa gabi at puro Bible verses lang ang sasabihin mo. It's no longer normal. Ang napansin ko sa mga kliyenteng ganyan, their guilt feelings are very high. Because of the behavior that they have done in the past, their behavior probably was against their values. So the guilt is so high na dahil mataas ang guilt nila, they would just want to ask for forgiveness. They just want to think of things that are about, religiosity. Pero hindi na po normal yon. Ang kailangan po dyan ay dali na talaga siya sa psychiatrist. Kasi baka kailangan niya na ng meds kasi hindi na siya nakakatulog eh. Kailangan nang ma-normalize ang kanyang pagtulog.
Ayan. I think very clear naman po yan. Ayan. So, ito po, last one na po ito na question. Sabi po dito, ma'am, ang nagpapa-inject po ng pang-control sa anxieties ay gagaling pa po ba at magkakaanak pa?
Wala namang sinasabi na nakakabaog. Na nakakabaog yan. Kaya, I don't see any reason na hindi mag-anak. Hindi naman siya ng fertility. Nakaka-affect. It doesn't affect fertility.
Yan. So, I think nasagot.
Anti-depression.
Yes po. Thank you, Doc. I think nasagot po lahat ng mga question. So, I think it's time for us, Chef tuloy. Chef Lorna. Ayan. Chef Lorna, na i-share mo naman ang iyong recipe to help the mind of our Healthwise for Christ family para makatulong po sa kanilang mind. Ayan. So, I know meron kang nakaprepare, Chef Lorna.
Yeah, before you play with the video, I'd like to reiterate ulit yung pong ating yung mental health ito pong mga diet or yung mga recipe o yung mga pagkain na prepare ko, these are the recommended food po to to help yung prevent yung depression, anxiety and stress as suggested earlier, yung pong mga food which is rich in selenium, it plays an essential role in balancing inflammatory. Tapos ang zinc, tapos yung omega B, vitamin D, and tryptophan. So ito po yung mga food na ginawa ko based on the lecture ng ating mga guest speaker for the last few Sundays. Okay, take it away, Rocky. Yan, napakasimple lang po, every now and then, for those of you po who were not able to see yung mga first few video ko, I always recommend oats in the morning. Yan. Ang oats po kasi ay very rich in zinc, omega-3, and hindi na po natin lulutuin. Choose yung rolled oats, For 1 cup of rolled oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seed, and warm water. Just soak it for 10 minutes. Yan. Pwede na po yan. So, without cooking, andun pa po, buo pa yung fiber ng ating oats, And it will help you in your digestion, So, yan lang po yun. Napaka-simple lang. Now, if you have the protein, which is very good, in adding to your food, as milk, pwede din po yan. So, kung wala kayo, pwede naman din po. But be sure na you are following the power plate. So, you have the legumes, you have the nuts. Parang kulang yun, Rocky. Rocky, pwedeng i-ano ulit? I-play ulit. No? Okay.
I think yan lang siya, Chef.
No, yung mga ibang ingredients pa. For this one, yan. So, yan po, no? If you will notice po, meron akong nuts. Now, the nuts po, it doesn't necessarily mean na meron kayong almond, meron kayong Brazil nuts, meron kayong whatever nuts available in your place, yan. Pero, konti lang po. Hindi po talagang madami. Like, for example, yung almond, mga 5 to 6 pieces lang po yan. Yung cashew nyo, mga 4 to 5 pieces. Ganon lang po, hindi po siya marami. So, you have to put yung nuts because nut is one of the foods na kailangan ng dito sa mental health natin. And the fruits, if you have a variety of fruits, sa morning, mas maganda po yan. Yan. So, again, yung oats po natin, it should be rolled oats. Tapos, if you have chia seed, and then the soy milk. So, if you will notice, ito po ay complete, no, for the power plate natin. Thank you, Rocky.
So, Chef Lorna, I know there are some people na mas nagagamit nila yung hindi rolled oats, so yung parang normal oats lang. So, ano ba yung different nung dalawang oats na yun, Chef Lorna? Para alam din po ng mga viewers.
Yeah. We have different kinds of oats. Merong tayong quick cooking, merong instant, no, na oats. And this one is the rolled oats. Meron pa nga dyan yung stilled. But I recommend dito sa Pilipinas kasi wala tayong stilled oats. So we have the rolled oats. Yung rolled oats kasi, ano pa siya, yung high fiber pa siya, brown pa siya, hindi siya processed.
More fiber.
No, it's not processed yet. So you get the fiber you need from the oats, from the rolled oats talaga. Okay? So thank you, Rocky.
Okay.
Okay, we go to the lunch, no? Yan. So, makakatulong din po yung a lot of greens. Kaya lang, in some places, wala tayong makikitang spinach, wala tayong kale, mahal. We only have the kangkong, we have this, ano. At yung nakita ko po sa market ay mustasa, yung mustard. So, I know a lot of you are familiar with this, mustasa or the mustard. So, what I did is very simple, and thank you, Ate Shirley, for giving me an insight on how to do it in may twist, no? So, ito lang po yung mga kailangan nyo, yung mustasa. Very simple. Yung aking pong tofu, you can have it raw, no? Yung hindi nyo na po lutuin. But mine here is, in-air fry ko po siya. Okay. So, yung mustasa, lalagyan nyo po yung mustasa leaves, no? Yung mustard. Lagyan po ng nori, tapos ibabalot nyo po yung cocoa. So, yan. Coconut milk lang po. Lalagay na natin lahat, no? Yung onion, yung ginger, garlic, peppercorn. Yan. So, pag kumulo na po, lalagay na po yung mga binalot. No? Mga binalot na tofu sa leaves ng mustasa.
Chef Lorna, mustasa po ba is mapait?
A little bit, yeah. Pero masarap siya pag kinain, lalo na pag may gata siya, actually. No? So, if you don't have the nori o yung seaweed, it's okay. Pwede naman po na unahin niyo muna yung tofu. Pag kumulo na, pwede niyo nang ilagay yung na-chop nyo na mustasa, na mustard. So, papakuluan lang po natin, no? To soften yung ating tomatoes and onions, no? So, if you notice, yung half lang po yung paghiwa ko ng ginger, ng garlic, no? Into half lang. So, ayan. Ilagay ko lang siya. And then, takpan lang, put on the lid, and after few or one minute, that's it. Turn off na agad. No need to boil longer, no? So, ayan, makikita po natin, medyo green pa yung leaves natin. Yan, napakasarap nito, Rocky. You try it at home.
Oo nga, chef. Kailangan kong magawa yan.
Okay, the other one is edamame nuts. No, edamame is rich in it says yun yung tinatawag yan. Yun yung tinatawag natin na hindi pa siya soybeans, young soybeans.
Sitsaro ba yan, chef?
No, it's not. It's not. Ang chicharo is sweet pea. This one is edamame, no? I was able to get one from SNR. Napaka-taas po ng nito, no, ng kanyang protein. So if you are going to eat that one, magpapakulo lang po kayo ng tubig. Tapos salt lang. I add 1 tablespoon of salt. Tapos pag nag-float na yung edamame, that's the time you turn off the fire. Hindi siya pinapakulo ang maigi. Pag nag-float na po siya sa surface, yan, okay na po siya. So, yan po yung ating lunch. Nawala na, Rocky. Bakit kaya?
I think, putol ata, Chef Lorna. Putol po ba?
Is it? I don't know. Yan. So, ayan na po yung ating finished product. No? Yung edamame po, ganun lang siya. And pwede na po niyang papakin yan, no? Pinapapak yan. Kasi hindi pa pagka yung depressed ka, pagka stress ka, gusto mo yung matagal ka sa pagkain, may ninunguya ka, may kinakataka. So, yan po. So, again, it's a power plate. You have the tofu as your legume and the edamame. You have the greens, your veggies, you have the fruits, and then, of course, your rice. Okay.
Chef, may question dito si Ma'am Odette. Ako ba? Kasi sabi mo kanina sa nuts, sabi niya, what causes the nuts to our body if we eat lots of nuts? You said po kasi na konting nuts lang ang kakainin. Ano po bang bad effect?
So ideally, ang nuts yung portion, yung quantity ng nuts for a day, it should be yung ganun mo lang sa palm mo, yung kasya, no? Sa palm mo. So, if you can, divide the nuts doon sa palm mo in a 3-day meal, that would be good. Or if you want, right away during your lunch, it's okay, no? Because nuts is, may fat sila, di ba? High, sila sa fat. So, our body needs fats also, but this is coming from the plant-based, not from the animal. Yan.
So, yung isang ganun pa pala, Chef Lorna, is pang-whole day na po pala yun?
Yeah, that's a whole day. That's a whole day intake ng nuts. Yun yung I would suggest the standard, no? The standard amount of nuts the body needs for a day.
Okay po.
Thank you for that question.
Ayan. I think let's go to dinner.
Yeah. Meron din tanong, no? May cholesterol din po ba ang nuts? As mentioned by Dr. Johan, cholesterol, no, are coming from animals. Lahat ng may liver. So, ito po ay wala. Definitely no.
Okay po. Thank
you. So for dinner,
wow, my favorite curry.
Really? So, madali lang to.
Chef.
Yeah, it's very madali lang, no? I think naputol na yung ko dito. So, we can stop right there. Pero merong recipe, right? May recipe, right? Okay, check.
Check natin, Chef.
Yeah. For the lentils, yan. So, yung lentils po, yung 1/2 cup ron ng lentils, iboboil nyo lang doon sa 1 liter ng water. Be sure to wash, no, yung lentils mga 2 times. And then, i-cut nyo lang po yung sweet potatoes, carrots, and then grated ginger. Papakuluan nyo lang po yan sabay-sabay. And then, pag luto na, you just put on yung coconut milk o yung gata, which is 1/2 cup, tapos 1 tablespoon curry powder, turmeric, and then the last one would be spinach. Yan lang po. Napakadali. Wow. Napakadali pero napakasarap, Rocky. You should try that.
Diba, Chef Lorna, maraming mga klase ng lentils. May brown, may yellow.
Yeah. Normally, for the soup, we use the yellow or the orange. Ako, mini-mix ko siyang dalawa, no? But the brown one, normally I use that for the ulam, like for the shepherd pie, dun sa mga patties, you use that one. Yeah, so yan lang po. Now, these recipes can help yung mental health natin, yung depression natin, yung anxiety, and this is immune, nakaka-boost ng ating immune system, nakaka-balance ng ating mga hormones. Yan. So, thank
Ayan.
you.
So,
Thank you,
napakasarap
Rocky.
Chef Lorna ng mga recipe na iyong inihanda at napakasimpleng i-prepare at napakasimpleng lutuin. Kaya naman, i-try po natin mga kapatid. No? I-review nyo lang po itong replay ng ating live streaming at kunin nyo po yung mga recipe na ginawa po kanina ni Chef Lorna. Ayan, so I think, dito pa po ba si Doc Flor? Para po sa ating, ayan, may tanong po dito, Chef Lorna, do we need to eat fruits first before anything?
Yeah. Normally, yes. The reason why, because you are preparing your tang, yung ano mo, yung laway mo, no, para meron na siyang when you eat your regular meal. It is advisable po na we have to eat yung fruits first before anything you put in your mouth during the regular meal. Yeah.
Ayan. So, may nakuha rin ako ng Chef Lorna sa mga natinan kong mga health seminars na kung talagang very sensitive yung ating digestive system, as much as possible, like kung breakfast is fruits ka, don't mix it with vegetables. Kung yung lunch mo is puro vegetables, then puro vegetables, huwag mong haluan ng fruits. So, ayun yung mas pinaka-safe na way, kung yung way po ng ating pagkain, lalo na po sa may mga very sensitive na mga stomach po. Ayan. So sabi rin po dito, saan daw po nakakabili ng lentil? So marami po yun sa palengke at sa mga supermarket o sa mall.
Sa supermarket po, you can buy doon sa shelf or doon sa portion na kung saan may mga munggo, yan, yung mga nuts, no? Munggo, beans, red beans. Meron po yung isa, yung Easy Cook ang brand, no? Easy
yes,
Cook.
Yun yung binibili ko, Chef, yung Easy Cook.
But if you are around Manila, makakabili po kayo ng different kinds of lentil doon sa Asad. It's an Indian store sa UN Avenue. Yan, dyan po kayo mamimili.
Ayan, so nasagot na po itong tanong, Ma'am Odette. So sabi nga po niya, is it bad to eat sabay fruits and vegetables? So as much as possible po, wag po natin isyang i-mix kung talagang very sensitive yung ating stomach po. No, much better na hiwalay. Kung lunch mo is puro fruits, then pag next time is puro vegetables naman po. Ayan, so I think
we have to go with the GCAS na kasi may klase si Dr. Flor.
Oo nga pa, so Doc Flor. So, pwede na po kayong mag-enter. Ayan, so now po, ay dadako na tayo sa ating pinakahintay ng ating mga viewers na ating question and answer portion. And of course, may kasama tayong special prize. So, Doc Flor, mag-prepare po kayo ng 3 questions. Pero huwag niyo pong bibigay ang ating mga sagot. Hayaan po natin sumagot ang ating mga viewers kung talagang nakinig at nag-take note sila. So, ang tanong niyo po ay nakadepende po sa prices natin kasi ang pinakamataas po is 300 pesos. So, pag medyo mataas, medyo mahirap din po yung tanong. No? Pero pag medyo mura-mura lang yung prices, medyo madali lang din po yung tanong. Ayan, so
I don't know, lahat lang ating followers nagte-take notes sila, pati ako Kaya yung mga GCash kasi, mga load nila yan, no? Mga 1 month load to share, no? At saka para makapakinig sila, maka-review sila.
Ayan, so let's pick Kawin. Una, magkano ang ating price? Ayan, so for 150 pesos GCash po. Ayan, sige, Doc Flor, ano ang iyong number 1 question? Medyo madali-dali.
Okay, medyo madali-dali, di ba? Kasi 150 eh. Okay, ang pinakamataas ay 300, tama ba? 300?
350.
Okay. 350. Okay. Because I care for your mental health, don't worry, I won't make the questions hard. Okay. Okay, the question is, what are the 3 things that the world offers us that grabs us away from our relationship with God?
Nako, Rocky, may
Napakagaling niya.
sagot na agad, oh. Wala pa, hindi pa
Dali na.
tapos si si Dr. Flo, sagot na agad.
Isa
Nauna na yung
siya,
sagot
galing
pag
naman
yung
yan.
tanong.
Ganon sila kabilis. Dr. Flor, wala ka pang
Nahulaan
tanong.
agad, Dok.
May sagot na. Yan, Rocky. May mga ano
Ayan.
na. So, Dr. Flor, what is the answer? Kasi marami na.
Sige, Dok.
Doc,
Ano pong answer, Dok?
Oh, hindi ko na titignan. Okay. You remember the 3 P's? Passion,
Oh,
possession, and position. Tama ba?
Ayan.
Tama.
Ayan agad.
grabe. Nauna agad si Ma'am sino to? Si Ma'am Karen, bago ka pa
Vamos.
nagtanong,
Talagang
Dok, meron
iniisip
siyang
ko na yung
sagot.
tatanong ni Dr. Flor. Hindi pa nagtatanong, may sagot na.
Ayan, so si Miss Karen Ramos, nanalo po kayo ng 150 pesos. Pero syempre, meron po tayong consolation prize, Doc. So yung mga nagsagot din po ng mga first three natin. So
Yeah,
sino-sino
first
po
three,
ito?
they get 50 pesos, no?
50 pesos load. Ayan, si Ma'am Gracia Tumaning. Ayan, so ilista lang po natin. Ang sunod ay si Richard Fiolog. Ayan, hi Sir Richard. Thank you for watching.
Thank
And
you,
also, ang ating
Richard.
last ay si Teresa Begonia. Ayan.
Ayan. Yan po ang ating mga regular viewers. Okay.
Napakabilis po sumagot ng ating mga viewers.
Medyo mahirap-hirap
Madali
na,
lang
Doc.
eh.
Sige
Hindi
po,
ko na
next question po
pahihirapan eh.
natin. Girl will po tayo.
Mababait ang mga question ni
Ayan, for 250 pesos Gcash, Doc. Ano ang iyong second question? Medyo kailangan mahirap.
Oh,
250
kailangan medyo mahirap. I care nga for their mental health eh.
Napaka-loving ni Doc.
Ayan,
Mabait
sige.
nga si Doc.
Okay, so explain to us the meaning of Romans 12:2.
Uy,
That
Pag-
was
How
the
many
key
words,
text.
Doc? And how
That
many
was the
words?
key text. Romans 12:2. Key text yan.
Yes. Yeah, that was the first text actually na minention ni Doc.
Sabi niyo, hirapan eh. Okay.
mukhang wala pa sumasagot sa tuloy sa ating
Ay,
ano.
hinahanap pa nila yung Bible nila, Rocky.
Mukhang ginugoogle pa nila, Doc.
Hinahanap pa nila yung Bible nila. Pabilisan sa pagbuklat ng Bible naman to.
At pabilis ang mag-copy-paste. Ayan, sa Google, kung nakita nga nila yan. Ayan, may mga sumasagot na po. Ayan, unti-unti
Kailangan
na.
bang kompleto, Doc? Yung ano, yung buong
Oo,
text?
okay lang yung kahit nandun lang yung thought, Doc.
Or
Yeah.
kung yung ano na yung thought, okay na.
Kahit hindi word for word, yung ano lang, the thought.
The thought. Okay, the thought.
What does it say?
Ito, Doc, sabihin mo daw kung pasok to sa inyo. Ang unang-unang sumagot
Okay.
dito ay ito.
Ano muna? Yeah, okay, sige. Okay na. Okay na pala. Sorry.
Yan, Doc. Huwag tumulat sa takbo ng mundo.
More answers, please.
More answer.
Second one, yan.
Yung meat naman ng text ha, yung medyo buo naman ng konti.
Ito, Doc. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Pasado ba, Doc? Hindi?
Okay na din ito, okay na din. Kasi the key point there is the renewing of the mind.
Oh, okay. So, nanalo po ng 250 Gcash
Pwede na.
si
Pwede
Miss
na.
Pearl Castle. Ayan. And of course, yung ating mga consolation prize. So, tingnan natin kung papasa rin ito kay Doc. Ayan, tingnan din natin. Do not conform in the world. O yung kailangan may renewing, Doc.
Oo, meron. Kulang eh. Kulang.
So ito. Ayan, si Miss Jenilyn
Yes.
Andal.
Yeah.
Ayan, so nanalo po kayo ng 50 pesos. Second one is, hanap tayo dito. Ito, Doc. Should be transformed, renewed.
Transformed, renewed. So, should be transformed. Kulang, no?
Kulang. Ayan,
Mm.
sige, hanap pa po tayo. Ayan, so mga
Pero
mukhang
wait,
nahirapan talaga.
Wait,
Sige po.
In fairness, kasi yung key naman talaga is renewal eh. Renewal. Renewed. Walang mind, ano? So, should be transformed. Hindi niya nalagyan ng mind. Sana kung nalagyan niya ng mind.
Yeah.
Okay, sige, hanap pa po tayo ng iba. Ito, may renewing din. Transforming and renewing in the mind. Ayan, si
Right.
Miss Jane Rodriguez. Ayan.
Hi,
Jane.
Jane.
And last one po natin ay, ito, tama po ba ito? Mukhang malayo ata.
Opposite
Opposite.
Ito, no.
Yes.
Renew your mind. Ayan, si Miss Letty Fabelon. Ayan, congrats po, Miss
Mami
Letty.
ito yata ni nila Lane, no?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
Oo.
congrats po.
Ano yun?
Ayan, so, yun po yung mga nanalo ng consolation prize. So, I think yung pang third question ni Doc. Ayan, so let's spin the wheel po. Naku, baka yung 300 Gcash to, mas mahirap ang tanong. Ay, pinakamadali, Doc. 100 Gcash.
Okay, madali. Okay, sige, dalian natin. We're talking about mind control here. So, what are the things that you should be doing to be able to manage your mind?
Ilan po?
Tatlo.
Yan. Ito yung first ng mga lecture ni Doc. Sila yung mga yung una. Yeah.
What should you be thinking? No? Always for you to be able to manage your mind correctly.
Mhm. Ayan.
So, tatlo din ang answer, Rocky, no?
Yes po. Ayan, may mga sumasagot na po dito. Napakabilis ng ating mga viewers. Talagang nagti-take down notes sila, no?
Oo nga. So, Dr. Flor, ano po ba yung sagot?
Okay. Remember, let's forget ourselves. If you want to manage your minds, let's not be focused on ourselves. Instead, let's think of Jesus.
Number
Let's
one.
think of others. And let's
Number
think
two.
of eternity.
Amen. Ayan, so may nakasagot na po. Rachel
Yeah.
Fiolog. Ayan, perfect. Congratulations po, Miss, ang pangalan niya? Rachel Fiolog. Ayan, so nanalo na ba si Ma'am Rachel? Check ko po. Ayan, hindi pa po. Ayan,
Hindi
so
pa.
congratulations po. Then, yung sumunod naman po ay, ayan, medyo ang dami, no? Medyo hanapin ko lang po. Kailangan tatlo, Doc, no?
Tatlo.
Yes, tatlo.
Ayan. Ito naman po yung ating mga consolation prize. Ayan, si Ma'am Eliza Custodio. Ayan, congratulations po. Nanalo kayo ng 50 pesos load. And also, ayan, ito, think Jesus, think other, and think eternity. Eternity, ayan. Pasok din po yan. And last natin is, nanalo ng 50 pesos, ayan, si Miss Maribeth Vidal. Ayan, so congratulations po, Miss Maribeth Vidal. Ayan. So, now, let's go to Chef Lorna. Mukhang yung mga mahal na prices, Chef Lorna yung natira sa atin.
Oo nga.
So, mukhang kailangan napakahirap na ito.
Kailangan hindi ma-stress ang mind.
Na 200 Gcash.
Rocky, sa'yo na yung pinakamataas, no? So, my question is, kung may three piece si Dr. Flor, ano naman yung 3 Fs? Kahit yung first 3 F lang, no? Kasi once you know the first word ng F, yung 3 F, that would be good enough for you to recall what is the F, no? So, ano yung 3 Fs na sinabi ni Dr. Flor?
Ayan. Ano kaya yung tatlong F? F ba, Chef?
Yan, 3 F.
Ayan, tingnan po natin. Ayan, marami na po sumasagot, Chef.
So, yung tatlo, yung feed, tapos free and focus. Feed your mind with truth, free from negative thoughts, and focus on the right thought. Yan, yung 3 F's.
Ayan.
Free,
So, may nanalo na.
free and focus.
Ito siya, Flor, ng unang-unang sumagot ng katanungan na yan. Si Miss Haidina Garcia Nalmida. Ayan, congratulations po. Nanalo kayo ng 200 Gcash load.
Congratulations.
Ayan, and of course, yung ating 3 consolation prizes. Unang-una na po si Miss Karen Ramos. Ayan, congratulations po. Next one is si... Ay, Fit. Ito, Fit. Pwede po ba to, Chef?
Sige, pwede na yan.
Ay. Napaka-kind ni Chef. Prinsesa, ayan. And of course, last one, ng 50 pesos. Ito, kompleto yung ano niya, Chef eh.
Yan, oo. Feed with the truth, free from distracting thoughts, focus on the mind. O, Dr. Flor, talagang nag-note sila. O, tingnan mo, kompleto.
Ayan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dahil 300 pesos yung natira, Chef Lorna, gusto ko ibigay kay Doc. Gusto ko ibigay kay Doc yung 300 pesos na question. Ayan, Doc. Yung pinakamatindi mong question, kasi 300 po to eh.
Magtatanong ako?
Aba, binibigay na po ni Rocky sa inyo. It should be Rocky. Pero since it's 300, medyo malaki po. So you want to ask for the 300?
Teka, ano bang mahirap-hirap sa sinabi ko?
Wala nga pong tanong, Doc. That's why. Sabi nila, very clear, Doc.
Parang madali naman yung sinabi ko, hindi ko mapahirapan ha. Okay. Okay, sige. What are the reasons why we should know how to manage our minds?
Ilan po? Ilan pong sagot?
What is the importance? 3.
Okay.
Puro I love you yan.
Puros I love you naman to.
3 eh, kaya I love you.
Ayan. Para po sa 300 pesos,
medyo
ay siguro din
mahirap
yung tama.
Oo nga, mukhang
Ayan,
mahirap.
kasi nang nakakakuha. Ayan, so konti pa lang po ang sumasagot. So 3 po yung sagot, Chef Lorna.
Yeah,
Yes,
3
3.
Ayan. Sige, antayin pa po natin yung iba kasi sumasagot pa po yung iba. Mukhang nahihirapan nga silang sumagot. Ayan, so siya ay, Doc, ano po ang sagot for 300 pesos?
Okay. Because we should learn how to manage our minds because our mind controls our life. It controls our life. And our minds are the battleground for sin. Okay? And the third and the last, it is the key. Our minds is the key to peace and happiness.
Oh, parang ang may sumagot lang, tag-iisa lang yung nakuha doon sa 3, Chef at Doc. Hindi kompleto.
Tig-100.
Ito. Meron pong isa.
Yung
Kasi
may
nanalo
dinner.
na po siya. Opo.
Oy, ano na lang,
Wait lang po. Ito. Mayroon pa po. Ayan. So, hanapin po natin. Eunice Alabaso. Ayan. So, sabi niya, my thoughts control my life. My mind is the battleground. And sin is the key to peace and kindness. Ayan. So,
very good. Yeah.
I think may isa pa po palang mas nauna sa kanya. Tingnan po natin ha. Ayan, kasi ang dami po pala dito sa taas. Hindi ko nakita. Sorry po. Ayan. Ito po. Tama po ba ito?
Love, yeah.
Tama po ba, Doc? Ayan. Okay, so ito.
Battleground.
Ayan. So, ang nauna po pala nating sumagot ay si Miss Love Hernandez. Ayan. Siya po ang nanalo.
Congratulations, Love.
Yes, nanalo po ng 300 GCash load. And of course, yung ating 3 consolation prize ay si Ma'am Violeta Rolio. I think nanalo na si Ma'am Violeta. Tama ba?
Yeah. Si Love ay from Sydney, Australia. Love, if you want to pass yung
Oh.
350, you can send your CP number kay Rocky para mai-forward nila yung load na
Sa
300.
Healthwise po.
Health-wise, I'm sorry.
Ayan. And then, next one po, na 50 pesos. Ayan, si Miss June Autumn. Ayan, congratulations po. And last one po na nanalo ng 50 pesos ay si Cuenca Ed. Ayan, thank you so much po sa pag-join this morning sa ating pong question and answer. Ayan, so maraming salamat po mga ka-Healthwise for Christ family. So, Chef and Doc, baka may naisa po kayong last takeaway sabihin sa ating mga viewers before we end.
Okay. Ako ba?
Yes,
Yes,
Doc.
Doc.
And
Okay. Let
Yes, Lord.
let us remember that life is always a choice. Laging
yes.
meron tayong pagpipilian. We can choose. If we choose to have stress, no? The opposite of that choice could be strength.
Mm.
Stress. It is true that every day we have stresses in life. If you do not like stress in life, you should be 6 feet under the ground. Yun yung isipin natin. So that's part of life, stress. Kaya what matters is, let us learn how to handle it. Let us learn how to handle stress. Kasi we cannot live without it. Diba? 6 feet below the ground. Without stress, 6 feet.
Yes.
O, pili ka. Pili pa rin. Choice pa rin. Okay. If you would choose chaos, life would never be happy. But if you would be confident with yourself, with what God has given you, that God will not leave you, opposite of chaos is confidence.
Confidence.
It
Correct.
will make you, it will give you a peaceful and a happy life. So have confidence, have strength, and have the hope that God will always be with you.
Amen. Ayan.
Amen.
So, Chef, bago ka mag-share, Chef, no, may correction lang tayo. Nauna po pala si Miss Frenny Tugay na nakasagot ng last question ni Doc. So, bali
Okay.
na-eliminate po si Sir Cuenca Ed. So, bali po yung nanalo ng 300 is si Miss Frenny Tugay. And then yung mga consolation prize po na 50 pesos is si Miss Love Hernandez, Violeta Rolio, and June Autumn. Ayan. Thank you so much po and pasensya na po kasi ang dami talagang nagsisend at di namin maisa-isa. Ayan. Sige, Chef Lorna.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Flor, for sharing with us your talent in dealing with this kind of emotions. At nais ko po kayo ulit anyayahan for the last episode ng ating mental health. That would be on Sunday, si Doc Cheryl Palad po, and she will be talking about the family's mental health naman. So, yung family natin, papaano natin to maaalagaan with regards to the mental health ng ating buong pamilya. So, thank you so much po sa inyong pagpanood sa amin and keep on sharing, keep on following the Healthwise for Christ, and God bless po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan, so muli, on behalf of Kuya Ian and Ate Jen, and of course, Healthwise for Christ Ministry, ay maraming salamat po for joining with us this morning. Thank you so much, Doc Flor, for that wonderful discussion. We are so much blessed to have you this morning. And of course, Chef Lorna, for sharing that wonderful recipe to take care of our mind as well. And of course, sa ating mga ka-Healthwise family na nag-join sa atin, since morning until now, mga kapatid, ay maraming salamat po. So sabi nga po ni Ate Jen, be wise, Healthwise for Christ. So God bless everyone and have a sweet day. Rest with Jesus this morning. Bye!
Thank you. Thank you
Isang makabuluhang talakayan patungkol sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Kay Ate Doc lang yan. Mga tamang kaalaman at napapanahong usapin para sa pamilyang Pilipino. Siyempre, si Ate Doc yan. Kaya mga ka-wellness, andito na si Ate Doc, Cheryl Palad, upang bigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Samahan si Ate Doc tuwing Biyernes, 1 p.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.